All right, guys, Ask a Felon back with another one for you today. Sorry I'm a little late today, but with that being said, let's get right to it. What's the darkest place your addiction ever took you? The darkest place my addiction ever took me was when I had it all the way planned out that I was going to end my shit. And you know what I'm talking about. Can't say it on YouTube, but I was just going to end it all. I took pictures, sent pictures to everybody, said what I had to say to everybody. Then I went and bought like $300 worth of downers just so I could eat them all and go just lay down and be done. And instead, what happened was I ended up getting in a wreck. And after I got in a wreck, something told me not to do it. I mean, if anything, it would have made me want to do it even more. But seeing how much my family was worried after the wreck, I just couldn't bring myself to finish it off. Matter of fact, I think part of the wreck was me. I was so messed up. I think I was trying to do it by getting in a wreck, but it didn't work out. And then after I seen how worried my family was, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I've had them times, many a times, where I've wanted to. I'm talking about when you get down low, like I've gotten, you feel like that's the only option left. Like, but yeah, that's probably the darkest moment my addictions ever took me to. What's something you did for drugs that you swore you'd never do? Act like I like somebody or kiss somebody's ass. I don't know how many times I had to do that out there when I was on the run. I had to act like I liked somebody, or I had to bite my tongue, not necessarily kiss their ass, but not necessarily be able to talk to them the way I wanted to talk to them and say how I felt about shit. So something I did for drugs that I swore I'd never do was act like I liked somebody who I really truly didn't, somebody who I truly couldn't stand, like people who tried to turn me in, threatened me, turn me in, and shit. I had to act like I liked them. Did you ever wake up and realize you had no idea where you was? No, I've never woke up. Maybe for like the first 30 seconds after waking up, I'm like, where the fuck am I? How'd I get here? But usually it's I wake up and I don't remember where it happened the night before or 3 days before, sometimes a week before, because I've been in such a zanied out haze that it's like, damn, I got to go around everybody I was around and ask them what happened. What did I do? Where was I at? How did I get here? What happened to my money? What happened to my truck? What happened to this? Did you ever choose drugs over somebody you truly loved? Yeah, I choose drugs over people I loved all the time. Every time I got high, I choose drugs over people I truly loved. I chose it over my mom because it made her a nervous wreck. She always was worried she was going to find me OD'd somewhere and shit. I hid it from them that I shot up for forever. They didn't know I shot up for a long, long time. And then they eventually found out I was shooting up. What's the closest you ever came to overdosing? I'd have to say that was probably when I was on a bunch of pills and I was drinking and I got caught going down the street drunk as hell. And the ambulance came. My little sister used to save me all the time. Anytime I was in trouble, somehow she would pop. She would happen to be going down the road, or she would just pop up, or I could call her and she'd pop up. Like she saved me so many times, and it was just like random happened a chance that she was in at the area I was getting arrested, or she was at the area where I was being stopped. But that night they called the cops on me, and then the cops seen how messed up I was, so messed up that they called an ambulance to come and check me. And then the ambulance said they don't even know how I'm functioning because my alcohol level was so high. And it was, I don't remember what it was at, but they said it was like 10 times over or something. They said I shouldn't even been able to function as high as my alcohol limit was. And they didn't even know I was on pills on top of it. So I think that right there was probably the closest I ever came to ODing, because I probably had 15, 20 downers in me. And then not to mention how much alcohol I had on top of it. Did you ever pretend everything was okay even though your life was falling apart? Yep, I did it every day. Every day I woke up on the run, I tried to pretend like everything was okay. Sorry, I got something in my throat or something. But yeah, every day I was on the run, I tried to wake up and act like everything was okay, even though I always had that thought in the back of my mind, man, why am I even going still? What am I still trying for? I ain't got shit to look forward to but going to jail. So there was, yeah, the whole time I was on the run, I had to. Did you ever have somebody threaten to turn you in? Yep. And it was family, not direct family, but it was a family. It was my brother's girlfriend. She was a grimy little ass bitch who was a snake. She was the type of person who, if she would buy drugs from you and you didn't happen to have drugs that one time, she would threaten to call CPS on you. She would threaten to call the cops and turn you in. Like, she was that grimy of a bitch. And anytime I got with my brother, she would threaten to turn me in. She would be sitting down the road. At the time, there was still payphones around. And she would be sitting down on the road at a payphone and be like, I know he's with you, so I'm calling and turning that motherfucker in. Simply just because I was with my brother. And then eventually it turned out, I don't want to go into all detail, but eventually the people who turned me in the day I got caught going down the railroad tracks, it happened to be her and my brother are the ones who fucking called and turned me in after I've been on the run all that time. Then they turned me in. So yeah, I had people threaten to turn me in all the time. If I didn't do what they wanted or I wasn't giving them drugs or something, it was automatic. Boom, I'll turn you in. We had to leave a whole pizza shop that we made. It was our business, a pizza shop in another town, a free house we was living in because we worked out a deal with the guy who owned the pizza shop. And we had to leave that pizza shop and our house and everything in it because we took my girlfriend's sister in when she had no home and was homeless. And she was there, I think, maybe 2 nights. And the first words out of her mouth when they got in an argument was, "You done fucked up. We know where he's at now. I'm going to turn his ass in." So we ended up taking her and dropping her off in the middle of nowhere. Told her, well, we took her to a gas station, but she was in a whole other town. We took her to a gas station, put her totes of clothes and shit out and said, "See you, bitch." And she was like, "You're really going to leave me here with nowhere to go?" Fuck yeah, we are. What was the dumbest thing you ever did because you were so paranoid? That's a whole story for another time, but it was just here not too long ago. It was pretty recent that I got so paranoid. I thought people was in my truck. I thought people would have my car bugged. I thought people had my storage unit bugged. I thought all my phones was bugged. I got rid of my phones. I took off and in my car and threw my phones, got rid of them to where I had no phones, no GPS, and I just drove and drove and drove. And I ended up in a whole nother state. Then my car broke down on me. So I ended up walking and left my car with all my brand. I had just got like $7,000-8,000 and I bought all kinds of new clothes, had all kinds of different new pairs of shoes. I mean, I had probably $4,000 worth of new clothes and shit on in my car, and it broke down and I just left it and took off walking. I walked so far, my feet got blistered up and I literally could not move my legs no more. I was walking down the road and I had to pick my leg up and move it in front of the other one. I know it sounds unbelievable to people, but I ain't got no reason to lie about anything I talk about on here. You know, if I'm going to lie about something, I'm going to make it a better story than what I'm talking about. So I don't know. I hope nobody thinks I'm lying about any of this shit. I know some of the shit's unbelievable, but it's all 100% true what I tell you. But I was trying to get into a hotel because I couldn't walk no more. And it was a little rinky dink ass hotel at the edge of the state line. And there was nobody in the office. It was like something you'd see on Breaking Bad type hotel. It was an outside hotel, front doors open to the outside. And there was only like 8 rooms in the whole little long stretch of a building. And I couldn't walk no more. So I went and I ended up sleeping in a porta potty. That's how bad it was. Like, I was so paranoid. I didn't trust nobody. I didn't have a phone. I didn't even know where I was walking. I was just walking. And I walked to a whole nother state. It took me 3 days of walking nonstop, and I ended up in a whole nother state. And then I had to sleep in a porta potty until the people was at the hotel. So I found, as I was leaving the hotel, because they was flicking the lights off and on me when I'm telling them on the camera. I'm trying to tell them, hey, I got money, and I'm holding up money, showing them I want to rent a room. And they just flicking the lights on and off on me. So I'm like, no, they're about to call cops. I'm just going to go ahead and leave. And I got to walking, but I couldn't walk. My legs were so fucked up from walking for 3 days. I walked to a whole nother state. My legs were so fucked up, and my feet had so much big blisters on the bottom of them that I couldn't do nothing. But as soon as I found a safe place, which was a fucking porta potty, I fucking crashed out in there and hid. And it was freezing cold. I had on coveralls, but it was still freezing cold even with them coveralls on. I couldn't smoke because I didn't want the smoke coming out of the porta potty vents and shit. So the next day I went and got that hotel room. But yeah, that's a story for a whole nother. I'll make a whole video on that. But yeah, there's been the dumbest thing I ever did because I was paranoid. I lost my car. I lost all the brand new shit that I had in it. thousands of dollars, literally thousands of dollars of clothes and shoes. And then, not to mention, I never got my car back, the stuff in it. And then I had to come back with empty handed. I had to call my sisters to come and pick me up in a whole nother state. So yeah, I've gotten pretty paranoid. And that was me. I think it was me coming off of everything, because I'd been doing meth. I've been doing downers. I've been doing coke. I've been doing all, I mean, I was doing it all. And I had a bunch of money. So I was doing it big time. I wasn't just doing it here and there. I was doing big time. Did you, no, I already did that one. What's the most money you blew in one day for your addiction? I'd have to say probably about 1,500, really. I mean, for me, that's quite a bit considering what I do. But that was like me buying, you know, a couple 8 balls, buying. I always bought the pills. When the pills was around, if there was downers, Xanax, Clonopin, Valium, anything like that around, I would buy the people out. I'd buy if they had 300, I'm buying 300. If you have 400, I'm buying 400. If I got the money, I'm buying them. This way I know I got them. So I'd probably say the most I spent legitimately in one day would probably been about 1,500 just on drugs. And I mean, that's quite a bit for, you know, personal use, you know. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this one. I got a couple more questions I'll do in the next video. But please make sure you guys hit that like, comment, subscribe. I need to reach my goal of my 500 and 1,000 subscribers. So with that being said, guys, until next one, see you.